Okay, now coming to vascular malformations. Now, this is a 8-year-old girl who comes with hemiparesis and orbital swelling, and we see this ill-defined heterogeneous lesion in the extracornal space, extending in the intracornal space with some heterogeneous enhancement. Also, there is gliosis with kind of hemiatrophy of the right cerebral hemisphere, multiple prominence venous channels present. So this is a case of Sturge-Weber syndrome, which is characterized by maldevelopment of the cerebral superficial venous drainage system, and because of that, there are multiple transmental collaterals. In later stages, we'll also see tram track calcification in the atrophic cortex. This was a very interesting case of 2-month-old child who comes with this hemangioma over the orbit and the orbital swelling. And on MR, we saw this T2 hyperintense hemangioma in the extracornal space. Here we have the CSF along the in the posterior fossa or the posterior fossa cyst, and then there is hypoplasia of the left cerebellum. The angio was normal, and this is a case of phases syndrome, which means there is posterior fossa malformations, hemangiomas, aortic abnormalities, coarctation of aorta. E includes eye abnormalities, and S for sternum. Now we followed up this patient, and at 2 years of age, we found there was almost complete resolution of a hemangioma. However, there was left eye esotropia. Again, we see here no evidence of hemangioma, and because of esotropia, we scanned her up her nerves, and here we see the normal oculomotor nerve on the right side, whereas on the left side, the oculomotor nerve is absent. So notice again normal oculomotor nerve in between the PCA and superior cerebellar artery, whereas here on the left side, the cranial nerve is absent. So, Fraser syndrome can be associated with congenital absence of cranial nerves. Okay, now another child who comes with proptosis, and here we see a homogeneous, well-defined, well-enhancing T2 hyperintense lesion in along the intraconal space of the orbit, and this is a venous malformation. Earlier was called as cavernous hemangioma, and usually it's seen in adults between 20 to 40 years of age. Will slowly increase in size, and the presentation will be mainly proptosis and diplopia. Phlebolytics may be present, and on dynamic imaging, initially there will be patchy enhancement followed by homogeneous enhancement on delayed phase. It can be associated with Maffucci's or blue rubber bleb Nevis syndrome, and differential diagnosis for this is schwannoma. As compared to the last scan, which showed homogeneous post-contrast enhancement, here in this child we have this lesion which is showing multiple blood fluid levels. Again, the lesion is cystic. It's involving the intraconal as well as the extraconal compartment, and there is no enhancement. So this is a case of lymphatic malformations, which can be microcystic or macrocystic, or it can be mixed and can have blood fluid levels. There will be no enhancement, and if venous component is associated, then can have enhancement and phlebolytics, and the treatment is sclerotherapy. This was a very interesting case of intermittent proptosis and heaviness in eye with coughing. So in supine position, the scan was completely normal. However, when we scan in the Valsalva position or the prone position, these we saw a hyperdense enhancing lesions which increased in size. Okay, so this is a classic case of venous varix. So these you have to scan the patient in Valsalva maneuver or in prone position.